Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about two killer tools that you really need if you want to improve your Chinese reading skills. And two tools that I've been using a lot in the past year as I've been focusing more on my Chinese reading skills and reading novels and whatnot. So first guys, if you're new to this channel, we are a community of passionate Chinese learners, so you could do two things. A, subscribe to this channel, get notifications, and also join our email list. And it's really cool to meet other people that are really passionate about Chinese, and please join the community. So that link's in the description. Free email list. Okay, now onto this little two tools here. So what I got here is, on the left here is the Kindle Fire. On the right here is the Kindle Paperwhite. Now you guys might be familiar, but just quickly, the Kindle Fire is a digital e-reader, right? So it's like an iPad, but very basic. So it's digital, which makes the reaction very quick and everything, right? Here, the Paperwhite is it's an e-reader, so it's actually good for the eyes. It's not digital, right? So it's actually real ink. Now, here's how I suggest you use these two tools. The first is depending on your stage of reading. So I started my reading challenge, I guess, really starting to get into novels and long form. I used to read a lot of articles and stuff for years. That's really most of my reading was through articles online on my phone or on the computer. So both digital, which made it easy to look up new words. But when I got to reading novels and reading a lot, you're going to want some kind of e-reader, right? Or the actual book, but that's very, very difficult, right? It's not very reading an actual book, if you're for learning purposes, is not great, right? You can't save notes, you can't look up words by pressing on them or whatnot. So what I suggest is in the beginning stages, when you are kind of first getting into really reading novels. I'll give you my example. I started reading novels. I started reading Harry Potter. I read long time ago. I read 活着, which is a very popular novel for people learning Chinese to read. And but really, for this past recent year, I've been focused on Harry Potter. So for the first 2 to 3 books, I think first 2 books possibly. First 2 books, I was using solely this Kindle Fire. Okay, and the reason is because when you're first getting into the novels, you're gonna probably have to look up more words, right? In the beginning, it's just basic stuff, right? And when you're using this Kindle Fire, it is much more convenient to look up words because of the reaction speed. Okay, where the Kindle Paperwhite has a built-in Chinese dictionary. The problem is the reaction is so slow, which I'll give you a little demo in a second. So let me show you exactly how to use the Kindle Fire, because it's not to learn Chinese. It's not self-explanatory. I had to figure it out, and I talked to actually some people to figure out the most efficient way to use it. So, right, so here is the Kindle app. Hope you can see here. I also downloaded on this Kindle Pleco, which actually you can look up online how to do it. It's actually not on the App Store. You have to go directly to the Pleco. I think has something on the website showing how to download it. But so here's the process. This is my book. Let me make sure you could read it here. Okay, so this is my book, my Kindle book. What you have to do is go into the Kindle. This is in the Kindle app. You have to highlight a bunch of text, okay? And then once you highlight it, you have to go copy. There's a copy button right down there. I pressed. And then you have to exit. Let me exit here. Where is... Okay, I just exit. Now I'm going into the Pleco app. Okay, so now I go to the Pleco app. Backup dictionary, no. Go to the clip reader, right? And then I just read the book in here, okay? If you don't know a word, you click on it. It's really efficient, right? There's no latency at all. So that's essentially. Unfortunately, you could do a max of like 18 pages on. It was like a max. So usually if I'm reading for 20 minutes, it fulfills it. Like I don't have to go back and copy again. But it's kind of this process. We have to go back into the Kindle app once you're finished reading that big chunk, and then copy it and go back. So it's a negative, but that's just the way it is, and it's the most efficient way to do it, especially early on where you have to look up words a lot, right? low latency. Once you get used to it, and I have a video talking about using Harry Potter, reading Harry Potter as kind of one of the first book series, which I think has its pros and cons. But for me, it was quite good. But once I read after the first 2 chapters, I got used to a lot of the vocab and the words, and I was looking up words much less. Really, probably 1/3, 1/4 of the time of as much as in the beginning, right? Once I got to that level, I switch over to here just for my eyes. It's a better reading experience for books in general, right? So how do I use this to learn Chinese? Well, first you could get the Chinese. It's built in a Chinese dictionary, right? And then you just go in, and right this you can't download Pleco. You can't download any apps, right? It's just very basic, just for reading. It's not a tablet like the Kindle Fire is here. So you're gonna have to rely on what it gives. But I find the built-in Chinese reader not very reliable, and the issue is the latency here. Sometimes if you're looking to, so I do use it for highlights, but if you're looking for a word, it's very slow, and sometimes it's hard to really get the word you're looking for, as you can see. So what I suggest is you can actually tap one character if you want to know how to pronounce it. Often the pronunciations are actually off. It gives you 2, and it's always one of the 2. But not a big deal. You could click on a character to see how you pronounce it, and then you can just look on your phone or whatnot. But I do use it for notes. So you drag and drop highlights, and then so for sentences that I think are like interesting, that I want to learn, I want to look back at, I will highlight those. And then at the end of the book, I have a bunch of highlights, and I go through those at the end of the book. Okay. So that's where I'm at now. I'm all Paperwhite, at least for now, because Harry Potter, I'm sure once I get to other content, it might be, again, the same thing where I'm going to have to, my frequency of looking up words increases, and then I'll go back to the the Kindle Fire. And just, I got these for very cheap. I got the Kindle Fire I got for $30 on sale at BJ's in America. That was a sale. So these tools are not expensive. The Kindle Paperwhite is a little bit more, maybe $50, I think, something around there. So combination, less than $100, you get both of these tools, and they'll be your primary reading tools, and they'll help a lot. What I love about the Fire, right, is that I could use Pleco. So when I find a sentence, it goes directly into my Pleco cards, right, which is part of, which should be part of your kind of your study method, is using Pleco cards, right, or some kind of cards, but I prefer Pleco because it's all together, right, and that is pretty much it. I will be continuing my reading challenge. I finished the first 4 Harry Potters. I'm kind of getting bored of the Harry Potters. I'm going to switch probably to something else soon. Yeah, that's about it, guys. If you're new to this channel, again, join our community. Links in the description for the email list, and also my blog that I write articles based on this information, and you could check out some of my other videos. Okay, guys, we'll see you later.